Hi, I'm Cash, and welcome back to Cash Talks Football. Today we're breaking down England's terrible performance against Slovakia. There's a couple of things to go over. I'm going to break down the defensive mistake here from England. But overall, again, England are awful. And like I was saying in my last England video about the balance, and I'm not just talking about the positional play, I'm more talking about the balance of the players. And a lot of people in the comment section is quite funny because they don't have a clue on what I was actually trying to convey. And maybe it was my fault for not conveying it properly. Well, the main reason is every single player, from Jude Bellingham to Phil Foden to everybody, Saka and Harry Kane, are all coming in because they want the ball to feet. No one is really making runs past players to receive the ball behind players. The only one time they did, Phil Foden scored a goal that was offside. I might show you a little bit of that as well. But overall, all they do is they want the ball to feet, they come in and get it, and they pass it backwards and sideways, and they don't actually run past the player and try to receive the ball on the run. And that's what I'm talking about, balance of players, because they're all doing the same job. People go, oh, well, Declan Rice is different than Phil Foden. Yeah, I know, but that's not what I'm talking about. I'm not talking about the tactical way that Phil Foden plays the game. I'm talking about the technical way they're looking to receive the ball. They're not on the half turn. They're not trying to get in behind. They're not even receiving the ball on the turn. There's loads of problems with this team. But defensively, this is a massive problem. First of all, Kieran Trippier's gone up. Right now, and have a look who's out of position, Kyle Walker. Kyle Walker is a problem for them defensively. He really is. For England. He gets away with it in Man City. A lot of the Man City videos I've done and showed you, he can recover because of his pace. He is just faster than you. But he's going to make a classic thing go wrong here, which, oh my God, this is coaching. This is nothing more than coaching. I'm telling you this now. I've seen this for over 20 years. I've coached all over the world where they've overcoached the player so the player has no actual instincts to play the game of football anymore. So if you and your mates are down the park, you're playing football, what's the first thing you're going to try to do? Win the football, because it's the most important thing on the field. Kyle Walker doesn't do that. What he does, he goes and marks his player. The amount of videos that I do where I have to point out players don't have a clue. They don't know how to play football. They're just coached in this little brainwashed mentality, and all they do is go stand next to their player and go, hey, but coach, I'm marking my player. Yeah, but you're not playing football. And this will be a classic example of it now. I can never pronounce this guy's name right. But he's out of position because Trippier is. He was on a yellow card. Actually, I'm going to go on because if this Slovakia player was smarter, he would have got this guy sent off and a penalty. So there would have been 1-0 up and England would have been a player down. He just didn't see it. Right, so let's just move this on. You see here, right here at this moment of impact, Stones has realised there's a mistake. Two people are jumping up for the ball. He's gone, oh, I've got to go in behind. Walker hasn't reacted to this player here. He needs to get over and cover. Now, remember this. If you're doing, let's just show you this quickly so you understand. If you're doing any sort of defensive system, right, and I'm going to do the arrows which way they're facing. Donk, donk, donk. That's a brilliant arrow, Cash. I know I should be an artist, right? They're all they're doing like this, and I know he's facing that way, but I'm giving you a generalisation so you can see what the problem is here, right? The only thing you're capable of is the space in front of you. That's where he covers, donk. That's where he covers. That's where he covers. And that's where he covers. You cover the space behind your defensive teammate. That's why it's important you keep your shape. So Stones right now realises Gahey. I think it's Gahey. I can't pronounce his name properly. I swear I'm saying it wrong. And I swear everyone that's saying it commentary-wise is getting it wrong as well. And so he's realised, so he's dropping off to cover for his teammate. Good job. Well done, mate. Well done. Walker is still over here having a picnic because he's supposed to cover John Stones. And normally he gets away with it because he's faster, pacey enough, and there's normally a Rodri sitting around here who's already sniffed out the danger, come in and done his job for him, which happens quite a lot in Man City. But that's not happening here on this little flick down. Now as this ball goes to break here, off they go to the races. But as I play this, I want you to watch Kyle Walker and watch what this clown does. Right, there's the ball. He needs to back up his teammate. Can you see this player that's nowhere near the game? That's who he goes and marks. Watch this. All he needs to do is hold the play up here. He, because he's been coached that they're going to pass the ball out wide and he's going to score, goes, oh, I'm going to be a genius and I'm going to anticipate that and I'm going to go over there and mark this player. That's why you know he's overcoached. That's why you know that he can't really play the footballs. Because the only thing he has to do is win the football, right? Okay, can he win the football? No. What's his second job? Back up his teammate. Here's the player going to win the ball. Where's he going? He needs to back up his teammate. So there's space there and there's space there. That's where he needs to stay, in and around this area to cover. If this guy pressures, he's there to cover and he's there to deal with one side or the other side. If he's running all the way over here for no reason, we've got a serious problem defensively for England. And as you can see, there's another player running through here, coming into the play right here. Bosch, off it goes. Look where Kyle Walker's gone. Kyle Walker's given them the space to pass into because he's run over here. And no one ever calls him out. I don't get it. Like, people just see the sun shines up over his backside for some reason of this clown. He runs over here for no reason, stands there. This guy threads a ball through, and he gets an easy run in on goal. England had the players back. Defensively, this shouldn't even been an issue. But that's somehow a problem because there's a player over here who doesn't have the ball, who's not near receiving the ball, and if the guy does pass the ball there, that's the point that you make your run to close him down. So as the ball leaves this guy's foot, Bosch, he'll run over here, Bosch, and you can close him down. Because if you do run over here like a clown, clown, gives him clown hair. That's definitely clown hair. Well, I don't care. Brilliant. I am an artist. This guy can just run into the net box and smack into the goal. And that's exactly what happens. Now, I'm quite glad this lad doesn't go down here, because if he does, he gets the second yellow. Am I saying his name? I hope so. And then there's a penalty instantly, because he does touch him. Look, Dorsch pushes him, stumbles. I'm kind of happy that he stays on his feet and gets his shot away and gets a quality goal. I'm all about you rather scoring a goal in play than actually getting a penalty. Even though Harry Kane in this game was disgraceful, the amount of times they're panning the camera across and you could see he was like going, ref, he's pulling my shirt. Just be better, Harry. Don't be crap with a crap name. I wonder if he's picked on school with a name like Harry and he just sit there kicking a ball because he's an ugly prick, isn't he? Right, so poke the ball into the little ball corner of the net box, and there we go. We've got ourselves a goal. Let's get on to the next goal. Before we do that, I'm going to play you a little bit of this, and this is what I was talking about, because this is completely different than the way England have done anything in any game. 1, 2, 3. They're actually running forward. They're actually trying to get in behind. Normally what they're doing is they're all coming short in here to get the ball. Doesn't matter where the ball is, by the way. Doesn't matter if it's here. Doesn't matter if it's down here. Doesn't matter if it's on the goalkeeper. The amount of times Kobe Mainoo was back here picking up the ball in the defensive third back here off the centre-backs was just shocking. But that seems to be what they are doing. But all of a sudden we've got a bunch of runners going forward, and then that means, oh look, we've got stuff happening. Dum dum dum. You see everyone running? Oh, and because everyone's so used to playing the ball short, he plays it short and he doesn't even play it on the run anyway. That opens up the space and it goes in for the cross, blah blah blah. But that's one time in the game when there's more than 2 or 3 runners all pushing down the field and players from England try to pass the ball to him. Just wanted to show you that. So here we are for the England goal. Look at the time, 94 minutes and 30 seconds. Slovakia hearts must have been broken, thinking they've got themselves a historic win, and they just get crushed by not defending. And you can see, especially on the next goal I'm going to show you, because this happens quite a lot in the Prem as well. If you watch Man United, they're terrible at doing this. They do this all the time. But watch the middle area here. Watch this. This is where they switch off right here. First off, ignore the player there. I know he's not offside. Sorry, because of he's taking the throw in. But what he's really trying to do is pull you away from somewhere where you'd normally defend. So you wouldn't normally defend here, so now he's getting someone down there to do that. Don't. Just come back, because you're ending up, look, with players here that are unmarked. And this can become a problem. You've got 2 players deep. Can you see this, right? 2 players here. Back here, maybe possibly 3, but I don't count that because he's there for the thrower. Getting pulled back from this guy here. If these guys are back in here, this gap here doesn't end up happening. So as we move this forward, Bosch, in it comes, flick, and you see Slovakia players don't react, and the players that were over here are all running out to get the player offside anyway, so there was no point in them being there. We just needed a little bit more discipline to get out. All of a sudden, look at this pocket of space. And I know it's late, I know they're tired, I know it's Slovakia, and they shouldn't really, but look, you've got a massive gap there, massive gap here, and apparently you're all bundled over here for some reason. No idea why. And he gets himself a bit of a good goal. It's not that great of a bicycle kick, but it's still a bicycle kick. Everyone's going to say it's the best bicycle kick ever in the world ever, because apparently now everyone's a moron and just reality doesn't exist. And it's just a new thing. If you want a good bicycle kick, I think you go back and look at Zlatan, whatever it was, 2000 and something or other, where he scored for Sweden against England. That was a decent bicycle kick. He was miles outside the box and he did a bicycle kick. Or even Wayne Rooney's against Manchester City. There's so many better ones. I know that's not an international goal, but it's not really that good. He's disconnected with it. Yeah, he's done the right thing. Yeah, it's a good goal. Don't get me wrong. But I'm rating. Well, let me clarify that. It is good, but I'm rating that on other bicycle kicks. Yeah, it's a good goal, but not on the sort of bicycle kick goal standard, in my opinion. It's just an average bicycle kick goal. Let's get on to the next goal. So this is the first minute of extra time here. And other than this, England really didn't do anything. They had that little spell at the end of the game and a little spell in extra time here. And that's all England's entire game was. Now, they might be lucky enough to get to a final to do playing this way because, quite frankly, all the teams they're playing are rubbish. No offence, Slovakia, but you're not Germany, you're not Spain, you're not Portugal. So this is the thing I was talking about defensively and what happens quite a lot with low-level teams. This Slovakia, no offence, I like you, but you're a low-level team. United do this all the time. What happens is when they start panicking, people will drop to go onto the line instead of getting out and doing their job properly. So when this ball plays, because it's a game of pinball here, it's just a game of ping, 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 ping. Here comes the ball. He has a little bit of a ping. From there, it bounces up to someone's head. But you see these players dropping off here? They're behind the goalkeeper, and they're not actually concentrating on marking players and doing their job. Now you've got 2 free England players over here on the back post, where guess what? 1, 2 defenders should have been marking them and didn't bother because they panicked. And I don't know if you've ever played in high-stake games or you coached them like I have. You do. Sometimes you drop off and you go, that 5 yards turns back to 8 yards, and especially when it's in your box on the throw-ins and corners and stuff, you do drop off quite a bit. And it takes courage and discipline to get back up. I don't think it's the same guy because I know it was the captain who started the game. I think he's the defender for Napoli, so he should have known better. But I don't think it's the same guy at this point. I think he's been subbed off in a different one. Someone's wearing a captain's armband. And that might have made all the difference there if the actual proper captain centre-back was in, getting everybody up on the line-up a little bit better. Harry Kane would have got a simple tap-in on the back post, which he does. And these 2 players that have dropped off end up doing nothing. And they could have just marked Harry Kane's run and tried to challenge him for the ball. But they didn't. England get a lucky win and move on to the next round, which I think is going to be the toughest game that they've got on the way to the final. Other than that, in the final, that's the hardest game that they've got. The one after this next game should be easy for them. I think it's Switzerland next. You just beat Italy, but I think that's England's hardest game, and we're going to find out. I have a feeling they're going to fluke through it. I think they're going to play just as bad. I think Switzerland are going to have a load of chances and just somehow not finish. It's not because Pickford's going to save anything. That's not going to happen. But they're just not going to score. It's going to be one of those days, and England are going to fluke in a goal or 2. But other than that, I'll see you next time on Cash Talks Football.